Hey, guess who had the hottest bants of the last two shitposts? For rage quitting WWE, being mad at charity, and not being Wings of Redemption, we have a lobster with an internet connection, an incognito, and foreclosure and not handling it well. It was J Gamer Show and LQQQ. If you would like your comment, or that fat bitch Tammy's comment in the next shitpost, then hit the comments down below. Good luck.
This is not okay. This needs to stop now. This is cancer. This is so much cancer that I can feel the tumors growing on my back. And it's way down heavy on me, and it's not okay.
What's up, boys? It's the dark side of the internet's favorite shitlord, Oslo, back again to do what I do best, to make fun of the biggest lol cow in gaming, Dark Side Phil. But before we get to the pig roach, let's talk about one of his lackeys first. Mr. Papa Vera, aka Phil's Minecraft man, and a decent sized pay piggy to boot. Well, he tried to slide to a bunch of thoughts DMs. Like Bad Bunny, the thought closest to the dark side of the internet. There was this time where she watched a bunch of detractor content. Bitch is also kind of a shitbag in her own right. Like in an alternate fucking universe, Phil and Cat aren't together, it's Phil and Bad Bunny. Then there was this Honey's Plays chick, and this. Alrighty then, back to Phil.
Kanako-chan just hit me $10. Thank you very much, Kanako-chan, for a $10 tip. You're the biggest contributor of today. Contributions have been incredibly slow today, so it is appreciated. Wow. What a fight. Alright, let's rejuvenate everything. Momo tipped me $5. Thank you, Momo, for a $5 tip. Like I said, today's been very slow. I don't know why people told me they wanted to see this game. I'm enjoying it. People said they wanted to see it since October. I spend the money on it. I go to play it. Now people are just basically saying, oh, it's boring. It's all thing. I can't win. I can't fucking win.
Well shit, Phil, you might have a win if you stop pressuring your fucking fans to give you cash.
So thank you, Momo, for the tip. I know. So Donkey Schlong, about a name, says it's not October anymore. But if I played this in October, people would have complained, why aren't you playing the new releases? Why aren't you playing Call of Duty? Why aren't you playing The Outer Worlds? Why aren't you playing, WWE? Why aren't you playing Luigi's Mansion 3? Well, because I'm playing Medieval because you wanted me to. See, I can't win. It doesn't matter what I do, I can't win, so. Very nice. Philip's Smelly Stream just tipped me $30. Well, thank you very much, whoever that was. So people now are being generous. I don't know if they're feeling bad. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to come across that way. At all.
Sure, Phil. You totally didn't just guilt trip your fans to get cash out of them. Fucking scumbag. Oh, but the hydraulic press known as Darkside Phil's greed doesn't stop there.
Alright, so here's the deal. First of all, thanks so far. The stream's been great. Your interactivity's been great. I had a lot of fun. Contributions are kind of slow today. I don't know why. I don't know if they're going to pick up the end of the stream as people want to become the top contributor or not.
Aw, come on, Phil. Why do you gotta act like a total dick? You already made 40 plus bucks. Chill, dude.
Right now, the top contributor is still Rob. So if nothing changes, Rob will be naming another Pokemon. He already named our girder, Pennywise. We'll see what happens, okay? Let's take about a 20-minute break or so. I'll be back by 2:30-ish for another 90 minutes of Pokemon Sword here on the stream.
Damn, Phil, you are sucking your audience bone fucking dry.
La la la. Okay, so we got 45 minutes left, everyone on the stream. FYI, Rob is still the top contributor, so if no one tops him by the end of the stream, he's still going to get to name a Pokemon. FYI, everybody.
Because it's so prestigious to be able to name a Pokemon in a shitty playthrough that barely anybody's gonna see.
Alright, let's go to Bob's Your Uncle and see what happens with the plot.
Oh, don't look too fucking annoyed there, Phil.
About half an hour left on the stream, everybody. Half an hour for someone to top Rob's tip and become the top contributor and get a Pokemon named in their honor, or else Rob is gonna take it home for the day. And he was literally tipped that before the stream started, so.
Because looking like a complete asshat is totally gonna make people want to give you money.
A max revive, very nice. Okay. Alright, everyone. It is time for our break of the stream. So I'll say thank you very much so far, everyone who has hung out with me, who did contribute. I don't know why contributions are so low.
Contributions are low because he tired out his audience.
Like, top contribution so far is a 500-bit cheer. That's, like, ridiculously low compared to normal streaming.
And whether or not it's a fast or slow day, you should be grateful for everything you get, Phil.
So far, 2 more Kings in the lead. Whoever is the top contributor by the end of today's stream will get a Pokemon named in their honor, so we'll see what happens. But let's take about a 20-25 minute break. I gotta use the bathroom really bad.
Phil also goes on these long bathroom breaks so he gives his audience enough time to fork up the dough. A more passive way of pressuring his audience, but still fucking scummy. I really don't like where this is heading, boys. Phil's gonna use this more passive, pressury way to scam money out of his audience. And they're gonna think, oh gee whiz, we're doing a good thing by helping out Phil, but you're really just tossing money into a fucking hole. And if you keep putting the pressure on him, Phil, your audience is gonna fucking burst. That means less money for you, Einstein. And since this is the biggest financial situation of your life, you might want to play it smart with your audience right now. You know, don't bite the hand that feeds you, that sort of thing.
I'm a mature adult with a business degree.
There was a forum post on thekingofhate.com, Phil's lame-ass website. I'm not going to read the original post, but I am going to leave it up and read Phil's reply because it's just perfect. Except that I've admitted frequently in the last year that many things that happened are partially or completely my fault. I never used the King of Hate moniker to be toxic at all. It actually means something very positive, but you're ignorant to its real meaning despite me explaining it about 100 times. And I have a disclaimer for quite a while stating that contributions are not mandatory on every single major stream. It seems like I need less introspection and you need better hearing? Wow, what a fucking asshole. Also love that Phil called the King of Hate moniker positive, then called the dude ignorant. Moral of the story, the poster is right, and Dark's a fucking dick.
I'm playing a woodwind instrument. I'm Japanese. You know, keep in mind, when I was super hardcore into wrestling too, again, it was mostly one of the motivating factors was I was doing that commentary show, Smart Guys.
Oh fuck, you guys remember Smart Guys, right? The Wrestle Russell show featuring our boy and his former friend John Rambo.
So I had an incentive to be in the know about wrestling.
The incentive was that it made you money. It's kind of sad that Phil took something that he really loved, Wrestle, and started exploiting it for money. Because I think that Phil started Smart Guys to make money off of the Wrestle community.
If anything, the one regret I have about Smart Guys is that it always ended on the premise that it was going to continue, because it was supposed to continue with myself and my friend John Rambo. It was supposed to just continue as a remote thing where he called in and we did a remote version of it over the internet. And he told me for the longest time, yes, don't worry, we are going to still do the show. You know, it's just going to take a while. I'm busy with my own personal stuff. And it always was another excuse until, of course, eventually I found out he was lying the whole time. He actually didn't want to do the show. He had all this pent-up aggression against me and shit.
Why the hell, after all these years, are you going to paint John Rambo like a big meanie?
And apparently it was never going to happen. I wish he had just told me instead of lying to me for a year and a half about it. But
I'm going to hit X to doubt on that.
What I would have liked to do if that were the case would have done like a final episode. Because that was a show that ran a long time. That was what? Like, I want to say at least 3 years. And we started it in what, like 2011? And it went all the way through 2014. So when you do a show for that long, you feel an attachment to it. Like I do, I feel pride that every week I was one of the guys who watched every wrestling show. And, you know, I dedicated myself to doing it.
Yeah, and it was like one of the few things you dedicated yourself to.
And by the way, I should say this too. Maybe I should have seen the signs that maybe John didn't really care as much about the stuff we were doing as I did, because
Alright, Phil, chill out, buddy.
Smart Guys, he liked watching wrestling, but by the time that we were doing it for like a while, he started complaining about it and was like, man, I'm just going to come and you tell me the results and I'll just tell you what I think about the results.
I'm going to ask for a pretty large X to doubt there. Also, why the hell you got to throw Johnny Rambisi under the bus?
So he basically stopped watching the shows and would just listen to me reading the results and would just react during the show. He wasn't even watching the wrestling anymore.
Well, that's mighty interesting, Phil, because do you guys remember that video of Rambo and Howard addressing all of the Phil bullshit? Well, a little tiny piece of it, John talked about Smart Guys.
Yeah. let's bring up that. So WWE smart guys, man. People often ask them like, "Are you doing smart guys?" And they'll just throw me under the bus. Like, it's up to John. It's 100% on him if we'll do it. I got some text from him from last summer where he's basically like, "Let me know when you want to do smart guys, so I'll start watching wrestling again." So what that says to me is like, you're not really a fan of it. You don't really watch it. You will watch it if you could make a video about it, and you're going to make a video about it because you want to monetize a video.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just really weird, like I'll start watching when you let me know that we're going to do the show. Otherwise, I'm not going to fucking look at it, I don't know.
Do you boys find it a little weird that Phil is using the same story that Rambo used on him a couple years ago, just now reversed?
So maybe that should have been an indication that he didn't really care about that stuff anymore anyway, and he basically didn't want to do it. But I was basically taking his word for it, and he kept saying he wanted to do it and whatever. I honestly now, years later, I think about it, and I'm like, he probably was just still doing it for the money, because he knew that I was paying him every show that he was on. I was paying him to be on the show. But he probably didn't like it and didn't want to do it anymore, but didn't want to not get paid. So he just kept doing the show, but even though he wasn't watching the wrestling and wasn't really invested in it anymore. So it is what it is. But anyway, the thing that one of my biggest regrets about that was I was always under the impression that we were going to go back and continue the show, so I never had a final episode. It was never like, here's the big conclusion to Smart Guys, here's a retrospective of all the stuff that we talked about and covered over the years, and thank you so much to the viewers who tuned in and out every single week while we did this commentary show.
But here's the thing, Phil. Even with all the time, money, and Rambos you have at your disposal, you would have not made a good Smart Guys finale. Because you're Dark Side Phil and you're known for low effort shit. And I bet you were going to put low effort into the Smart Guys finale too. Because when the hell do you put effort into anything?
It just died because I was lied to, essentially. And that's a shame. I actually feel bad that I never had a chance to kind of do a sign-off show and say thank you so much over the years for everyone who watched, because the people who were very dedicated to our show.
Bullshit, Phil. If you cared about that show, you would have taken it upon yourself to do something. A post-mortem, a best of, a thank you video. You would have took the initiative to do something, but you fucking didn't. You sat on your couch and you bitched.
Sadly, what happened was a lot of the people went from our show, which got canceled, and went on to watch other people's commentary shows.
Well, no shit, Phil. That's what fucking happens. A show gets canceled and the audience is left to be like, well, shit, now we gotta go find something else to watch. They're not just gonna sit there listening to the same episodes over and over and over again, Phil. People move on. They watch different stuff.
Actually, essential. Most people can't sit around watching all that wrestling all the time.
Well, no shit, Phil, because people have lives.
So it actually might have blown up and actually got more popular or whatever.
I think it's kind of sad. Phil is more concerned with the show being quote-unquote popular than, doing a show with his friend. Doing a lame internet show with your friend fucking rocks. I should know.
Shocker there.
But
You're an asshole on Twitter.
I have a bit of a...
That show was lame as fuck, but it was fun as hell to do. Alright, let's get off memory lane and back to our boy Phil.
But it sucks that it ended the way it did. And again, I feel bad, and I wish to apologize to those who used to watch that show that it ended the way it did. I was always under the impression it would continue because I was told that by Rambo, only to find out a year and a half afterward that it was all bullshit. So...
Why, Phil, after all these goddamn years, do you find it so necessary to toss a former friend under the bus so goddamn hard? That's what we call not a good look.
I Kill Kenny, you're completely mistaken. Rambo was paid for every single minute that he did anything in any of my stuff. Whether it was Smart Guys, whether it was the gameplay that he did with me, whether he traveled with me, he was always compensated for everything. Whenever we traveled, I usually paid his way, whether it was a hotel room or stuff like that, travel accommodations or plane tickets. When he was filming with me, he always got paid. The way we used to do it is I actually used to get reports from Machinima. Based on viewership, it would tell you how much money you made on a video. He would get paid 50% of everything. That's how I did it. I said that was the only fair way. Give him half. Even though I was filming, I was editing, I was uploading, I gave him half. Because I was trying to be nice. I was so appreciative that this friend of mine would come and share his expertise and his time and all that with me, that I wanted to make sure that this guy was trying to make out. And I knew that what he was getting paid wasn't enough to make a living. I knew that sadly he had to have another job outside of what we were doing, and I felt bad for that because I really wanted him to be able to kind of be as successful as I was with his own stuff, which it never was. He did his own show. John Rambo presents the show. He did his own Dodge Man a Hole Punch, and it never really got popular to the point where he could make good money doing it, and I felt bad about that. So I always paid him half. I always did that. I was very honest and upfront about that I would always pay him 50% no matter what, even if it was less than, because essentially I was getting paid less than he was for the stuff we were involved in. But
Well, that's pretty interesting, Phil. You know what's also pretty interesting? Rambo talking about it.
This is not me complaining about money, because honestly, from my side of things, I know some other people in our circle don't agree, but I believe I was treated fairly with money. But the problem is, info that's been presented to you is not exactly true. So it's something that he says quite often. John got 50%, he got half of everything that we made together, or videos I was in with him, right? And again, Howard, like, why is this something that's said publicly?
This shouldn't have.
Can you come up with any kind of reason?
There is no reason to say this unless he's lying, or B, he's trying to save face. There is no reason to even address anything about money publicly on a YouTube video.
Yeah, this is done way before there was any kind of before there was major problems. It's just something that's thrown out, like, oh, look, I'm a great guy, I'm giving him half the money.
Yeah,
it's not exactly the truth. Okay, so he starts doing YouTube stuff in 2008. I start doing videos with him. We've been hanging out for a couple years before that, playing games. So just kind of transition into, now we're going to be playing games, but recording games, And I did this stuff from 2008 when he started YouTube. I did this for probably a couple years for nothing. He signs on with Machinima a few years later, and I had to come to him and ask, because we're still doing videos. I said, since you're getting something for this, do you feel that I should get a percentage of that for my efforts on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we make an agreement, which will be basically half of the month's co-op income. So what happens is he takes out taxes from that amount and cuts it in half, right? I get half of that. But for instance, like if it's March and we do videos in March, I will get a percentage of what was made in March. That does not include residuals, like for months coming up. Like, for instance, if those videos make more money in April or June and July, okay, like that doesn't include that. So whatever was made in April for that month, that's what I would get. It does not include streams or whatever other money comes in, right?
Yep.
This went on for a little while. Again, not exactly 50% if you throw it out there, but this goes on for a little while. Then he says to me, Machinima isn't sending me reports anymore, so I have no idea the amount of money that we're making on the co-op. I have no way of figuring it out. So I can no longer figure out this percentage that we agreed on. So I basically just go, okay, listen, throw me $100 every time I come down. Okay? And the way I come to this number is because round trip, it's about 2.5 hours of driving, right? I'm there the entire day, and I have to buy a meal at some point. So give me $100 to kind of cover my expense. You also have to consider, these are days like I'm not going to work because my job, and I'm an independent contractor, so I'm not going to work these days. So if you really do the math, with gas and food and wear and tear in your car, $100 every time you come, you're not exactly profiting there.
Yeah, it's called getting yourself fucked over by selling yourself too short.
And including not going to or working at a job which will actually make you more money than this,
Yep.
So just to flat out say you got 50%, it's far from true. It's far from the truth there. Like I guess it's half truth. It's a half truth. Is that what you would say?
Yeah, it's a half truth.
Yeah, Phil's full of those half truths. It's pretty not neat. And what's also not neat? Phil leaving out the half for that month only part out of the new pig-splaining. That's pretty goddamn scummy, Phil, just saying.
I don't know where people get these crazy misconceptions of all that. I swear, there's just lies and misconceptions out there about that whole time.
No, Phil, it's called the second side to your story. It also so happens that one of the sides lies a lot more than the other. Just saying.
And there's not much I can do about that. I don't like talking about it because, it is in the past.
You don't like talking about it, but here you are talking about it. And there's other accounts of you bringing up Rambo and Howard many a times.
It's not going to change. What's done is done. People who decided to backstab me did.
Oh, there Phil goes, always being the victim again.
And that's life, I guess, right? You move on. It's been a long time now. It's been 4 years, and I really don't think about it that much anymore.
Excuse me, I'm just going to leave this right here.
But every once in a while, you guys ask and it comes up again, so. Okay, then.
Oh, come on, Phil. Don't go blaming the fucking audience for your dumbass getting baited about the past.
Years of doing that stuff with me comes out and is like, oh, Phil was just in it for the money and he never was a good friend and all that. And I'm like...
Well, I mean, that makes sense. That's in your track record, Phil. Look at what you did to your content, Phil. Look at what happened with Project 7. Look at what happened with KO Gaming. Look at what happened to you revealing your cat. Shit, a couple minutes ago, there were clips of you pressuring your goddamn fans. No one believes you when you do that because we all know that you're in it for the money. That's what you care about.
I felt the complete opposite. Like, I thought the time we had was great. I thought that we had a lot of time, special, friend time together.
Using the phrase friend time sounds cold and unfeeling. Never fucking use it. It also shows that maybe you really weren't having quality, quote-unquote, friend time with him.
And, I thought that we were close and everything. And apparently he thought complete opposite. So...
Well, shit, Phil. According to Rambo and Howard, you only contacted them to talk about fucking making videos with them. Making money off of them. That's not what friends do.
It's just funny how people can have completely disagreeing viewpoints on this when they're in the same fucking building doing the same thing. I don't know. That's just me, though.
Hold the fuck on, Phil. You're all chatty Cathy for a good few minutes about this, and now you want to turn passive bitch?
Epic Rage $7 says it's not too late to befriend each other. Anything's possible and life's too short to hold grudges. Yeah, but the thing is, he did hold a grudge. That's the point, like...
Phil, you're also holding a grudge too. You're acting like such a petty cunt.
I didn't hold a grudge against him. He's the one who didn't respond to me, cut off contact with me.
Phil, if you fucking cared, you could have gone and listened to the Howard and Rambo podcast where they talked all about this bullshit and get their side of the story.
Yeah, we'll get into this. So let me speak on this a little bit. So going back to his Thanksgiving video, he says there's a lot of rumors about why we're not doing stuff. And he goes, it's definitely not about the money. It's not about me revealing something personal. It's definitely not that. But it could possibly be that I just moved and they're resentful about that.
Yeah.
So it could be that one, I guess, because that doesn't make him look bad in any way, Well, that's funny. So, anyway, he moves. What he told me is in a couple weeks, when he's settled, he's going to contact me and we start doing stuff. So, a couple weeks go by. He starts contacting me about things. And quite frankly, he's being pushy about it a little bit. I need to, let's do it. When do you want to do it? This weekend? What time this weekend? Is getting really kind of hammering out a date, kind of pressuring. And I think at one week we even had a date to record something, but I canceled on him because I was going through a very difficult period at this point, and I had every intention and desire to do stuff with him at this point. I had basically destroyed myself, Howard, as you know. I talked to you about it. And it's not me complaining, because being a man, if you want to talk about being a man, I feel like being a man is you make choices and then you deal with the consequences, right?
Yeah.
You don't run to complain online or cry about what the world owes you all these things. You deal with what you got to deal with, man. So I basically had a lot happening. I had really run myself into the ground, sacrificing a lot of things, doing his content too. I was working on the episode, Sean's Man Hole Punch episode 9. There's a lot of work. I was doing stuff with Phil as well. And like I said, my job is I'm an independent contractor. I work in real estate. You have to go out on your own and do things to find work. Like you don't just show up for 8 hours and you get a check. It's not how it works.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing a lot of real life things because I was sacrificing to make something I believed in and had desire to do. That was my own choice. Okay, I'm not complaining about it. But I was in a bad spot. It was winding down. I had to start figuring out real life things. So I basically told them, listen, when I need to finish this episode. It's almost done. Okay, I need to figure some things out. When I'm done, I will contact you, and we can do things. Okay? I actually didn't do my own show, the show. I didn't do it for all of July, because I was doing precisely that. I was trying to figure things out. And I didn't do much of anything else. I was working on my stuff, man. Getting things done. So I'm finally done with the episode in August. August 13th, it comes out, which is a Wednesday. And I'm pretty burnt. I immediately decide I'm going to go on vacation for a couple days. So I go to Twitter and I say, thanks everyone for watching the episode. I'm going into the woods for a while. I'll be back soon. I went to Bear Mountain, Howard. Have you ever been?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yes, I have.
So I went to Bear Mountain. I camped out in the woods. I unplugged everything. There's no phone. There's nothing. Okay? Kind of like detox, man. Staring at a computer screen for, at that point, a long time.
Wow. I never knew about this.
I did this again this year. I do this every year now.
Okay.
So I didn't put a message. I didn't contact him and say, the episode's up because, like I said, there was an agreement that we talked about where I said, when I'm ready to do stuff, I will let you know. It should be soon. But the episode comes out. I put on Twitter. I'm going away. He notices while I'm gone. He notices the episode comes out. So while I'm away, he starts throwing me messages again. I'm not around to respond to them. So that weekend, he makes a video, one of his videos that he puts out. He says, I've been trying to reach John, but he won't respond to me. Okay? I come back from my trip. I got messages from him. I got messages from other people saying, why the fuck won't you talk to Phil? Phil's upset. And I'm kind of pissed about that, Howard.
Yeah, you should be.
So I'm kind of pissed about this. I don't contact him. I basically say, look, I'm gonna keep holding him to what I said weeks ago, which is when I'm ready, I'm gonna do stuff. I will contact him. The following week, I get more messages. They mostly are like, "How are you doing?" And then as soon as you say "good," then immediately goes right into the videos. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. It's like a setup, and then videos. Videos. Are we going to make the videos? Let's do some videos. I need to tell people when we're making the videos. Let's do some videos. I don't respond to any of these messages because, like I said, I'm in kind of a bad spot. The episode had come out. Now I'm kind of like, all this time is kind of freed up. So I'm piecing my life back together, putting things back together. And I got things going on that actually matter beyond making videos with him. Okay? So I eventually get a message from him in the middle of the night, Howard. And it wakes me up because I'm sleeping and I'm pissed off because I have to work the next morning. So I believe I woke up, I'm pissed off, go back to sleep. I remember waking up the next morning and very quickly responding to this in a very nondescript text response, which was basically, please count me out for a while. I'm looking to move. I'm trying to get money together to move. YouTube isn't going to help with that, which is in reference to doing stuff with him. Okay, because my stuff that I was doing isn't monetized, and I'm not looking to, I wasn't looking to make money with that. It was my creative outlet. And I said, I'm around most nights. Please call me. Okay? So, Howard, I'm thinking the next day, Phil will call, right?
Yep.
Because I basically expressed I'm having a tough time. And I said, please call me. So I'm thinking the next day is I'll get a call and we'll talk about things. What I would have told him was, hey, man, I need 2 or 3 months to get my stuff together, to get, healthier and actually go to work and undo some damage, which is, again, I did by choice. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
But instead what happens, Howard, is I'm going about my business the next day. I get a text from the Aryan Lord.
Holy fuck, the Aryan Lord. I kind of forgot about that super spaz. But the narrative is, according to John Rambo, he was burnt out and he was going to contact Phil when he was ready. Phil got too fucking jumpy, kept asking for videos, and he was like, you know what, fuck it. And I don't blame him. That kind of just shows that Phil was in it just to make videos with people to make money off of them. And that's just really disappointing and sad.
Then made a video saying that I was basically a bad person and that he was really upset about things that I had done over the years.
Which both have a right to be pissed at you. They have a right to be pissed about the t-shirts. They have a right to be pissed about how Project 7 went down. Rambo was probably pissed that you used him like a pack mule at conventions. Howard's probably pissed because you used his boys as special effects slaves. And if you're one of the local fighting game boys that rolled with Phil back in the day, you have a right to be pissed about Phil going off making a video about a dead friend like a fucking scumbag. Moral of the story, most people have a good reason to be pissed at Phil.
So the ball would be in his court to contact me and say, okay, listen, I kind of burned the bridge 4 years ago. I'm sorry.
Phil, you delusional asshat. That's never gonna fucking happen. Rambo is done with you. Howard is done with you. Leanna is done with you. Everybody you've manipulated and used and exploited over the years is fucking done with you at this point. I reckon by the end of 2020, maybe your wife will be done with you. That fucking cat Jasper's already done with your bullshit. That's why he's in the office chewing wires. He's trying to sabotage you, Dark.
And, let's talk, let's be friends again. That would be in his court. Now,
It takes two to tango, Dark, or in this case, be friends.
I never ended the friendship. He did. So it's up to him to start things up again, not me.
Phil's being such a passive little bitch with this, oh, it's up to him, the ball's in his court, dude, routine. Keeping up this little act means that nothing will ever really get done, so people will constantly keep giving him money to bring it up. And each time the narrative can get more skewed and more skewed, just like when the Rambo payments became half for that month, and then Phil re-explained it as half.
And quite frankly, when that video was made, it really changed my perception of John and Howard.
He's referring to the Rambo and Howard podcast talking about him, the one where I've been getting all the audio clips of them from. Just wanted to re-clarify that, sorry.
Because I had always thought that those guys were upfront, honest guys, and basically let me see that they weren't. That they were basically kind of cowardly.
Phil, do you think it's a smart idea to call two men cowardly when you've pulled the same shit? So really, the three of you are all in the same boat. Former friends hiding behind cameras and microphones being just a little bit too petty.
And didn't ever want to say shit up front to me, honestly, that they were afraid of how I would react or something, which is preposterous. It's not like I ever reacted to them in a way that was mean or angry. It's not like I had any power over those guys, that if I didn't, oh my god, I'm angry because they said something, that I did something wrong. Now I'm going to blow up on them on the internet.
I mean, you did make videos referencing and talking shit about them. And you still do bring them up once in a while for the fucking retrospective streams. Those are full of Rambo and Howard shit.
I never would have done that. And the other thing is, over the years, and they knew this, I always said, one of the most important things for me is trust.
And that's the thing, Phil. They don't trust you anymore. You've done too much sleazy shit where they don't trust you. That's why they don't associate with you anymore. That's why you had to make yourself an island, Phil, because you're untrustworthy.
One of the most important things is honesty and trust and being upfront. I would rather you insult me to my face.
That's impossible to do, Phil, when you hide behind a webcam and you never leave your house.
Then you hold pent-up aggression for 3 years and then have it come up, behind my back and stab me in the back.
Why do you act so fucking heartbroken, Phil, when you've done shit like that in the past, like with Pro Jared?
I'd rather have you just insult me to my face, and then we can figure out why you have this negative feeling towards me, and we can figure it out together.
But that requires problem solving, a skill you don't have.
Get past it, If I don't know about it, I can't get past it.
But here's the thing, Phil. You never get past anything. You clearly haven't got past your old friends. You're clearly not over your ex-girlfriend, despite you being fucking married. You're not over your haters and trolls because you constantly bring them up. You've never gotten over anything, Phil. You live in the fucking past. Some days when you wake up, I bet you think it's like 2008 or something.
Are you gonna go back for something we've been apart now for fucking 4 or 5 years? To them, they probably never give me a thought. Seriously, they probably moved on. They've got, families, kids, etc.
And here you are with a cat and a crack whore wife, reliving the glory days in your head because you lost your boys because you're a greedy fuck.
They probably never give me a thought. To them, I was just a blip on the radar in their life, and now I'm a part of their past that they wrote off and they could just move on. For me, every day I still think about the awesome times I had with those guys. and how sad it is that, you know, that fell apart and they chose to have it fall apart.
And none of it's your fault, Phil. It's Rambo and Howard's fault that you didn't pay the Project 7 boys and you bought a BMW. Hey, Phil, eventually you're gonna have to learn to take some responsibility for your actions.
Because I have an online persona, every day people still talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, those guys don't get bothered by that shit anymore. They don't have online personas where they're constantly talking with people. I'm the one who has to live down all the repercussions of their actions to do with it what they did and handle it the way that they did. They didn't think about that. They don't have to think about that. To them, it was just, fuck it. Move on and fuck Phil, right?
Fucking victim side Phil over here being a pussy ass bitch.
But I'm the one who's left with the pile of shit for the rest of my life. People will still be asking me about what happened to those guys. How did that fall apart? How do you feel? Blah, blah, blah. You know? So it's completely one-sided. It's completely unfair and messed up. And that's just the situation. But I really, at this point, have zero desire to ever be friends with them again. Why? It's been 4 years. It's been 4 fucking years.
Okay then, if you have no desire to be their friend and it happened 4 years ago, then never bring them up again. Move on. Prove all your trolls and bully jerks wrong and move the fuck on, Phil. Not only is it unhealthy to be hung up on shit, it also makes you look really fucking pathetic.
If they cared, they would have reached out. I don't care anymore. I have a full life. I'm super busy with my wife. I'm super busy with my cat.
Dark, how you super fucking busy, dude? You play video games, you upload those videos to the internet, you look at kiwi farms, you cry, you drink gin, you jack off. You don't do anything with your wife, and how does a cat fucking keep you busy? It shits in a box and chews wires, and hides in your wife's office because it can't fucking stand to be around you.
I'm super busy with my streams. I'm busy with everything else going outside of that.
You're busy with that court case. We know, Phil, you're a busy boy. You like to have your hooves in a lot of mud.
I don't have time for other friendships outside of that right now. Maybe in the future I will. I don't right now. I could give 2 shits about, you know.
Now here's the real question. Who the fuck would want to be Darkside Phil's friend? And before you go, but Oslo, his viewers want to be his friend. Well, here's the thing.
What? Tip me $1 saying I'm a big fan of your content. I feel like you're my only friend. Well, just so you know, to clarify, I'm not your personal friend. I don't know who you are. However, I understand that some people may feel like they have a connection to me via a kinship as gamers or as people, because I share stuff with you guys every day and you know about the stuff I go through. Maybe you find a little bit of kind of association with that. Maybe you've been through some of that stuff yourself, and I appreciate the support and I appreciate the sentiment. However, understand I'm not really your close friend. That's not a good thing to say. Let's be realistic here. There you go.
Oof, fuck, sorry boys, looks like we'll never be Darkside Phil's internet friends. Feels bad, man. But back to my original point, if the viewers can't be DSP's friends, and all DSP does is stream, jack off, and drink gin and sleep, and watch wrestle, then tell me, who the fuck else is gonna be his friend?
So what's going on with them, because they don't give 2 shits about me? So why do we even dwell on this, and why do people still to this day, they're still cheering and saying, oh, be friends with them, be friends with them. No, I don't care.
Phil, they keep cheering and subbing and giving you internet shekels because each time you represent the story, you add a different twist or a half-truth, and it's interesting to catch you in those lies and bullshit. It's more proof of how much of a fucking con artist you are.
Maybe I cared back then because I was so hurt. It's 4 years, guys. 4 fucking years. If you actually do the math, I now have been further away. Like, I've done more content since I moved to Washington. I've done more solo content than I ever did co-op content with John Rambo. If you actually add it up, he started doing co-op with me in 2010. So 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, and half of 2014. Well, I've now done 4.5 years of solo content here and have obviously moved on successfully. It's, you know, people got to move on at some point. You know what I mean? People got to move on.
And that's what I'm saying, Phil. People gotta move on. And by people, I mean fucking you dumbass.
They've got to realize that that era is over. It's not coming back. It's never going to come back. You know, that was their active choice to do what they did. I'm never going to be able to change that or affect it in any other way at all. It's always going to be just what it is. So either, you know, you accept it or you keep talking about it, you keep harping on it, you keep beating the dead horse, you keep, you know. And for me, it's like, it's a closed subject.
But you constantly bringing it up and retwisting the past is you beating the dead horse. And stop saying beating a dead horse. It's not a good look on account of your wife.
I don't see why people keep bringing it up and shit. I really don't. I don't see why people keep constantly bringing it up. When in reality, it's not super important. It's not something that I feel is effective to really even talk about anymore, because it doesn't really affect my life anymore, you know? I don't think things are magically going to fix overnight ever, you know? I don't have these weird misconceptions that one day magically everything will go back to the way it was, or, you know, and that's not. It's over. It's been over for 4 fucking years. It's time to grow up and move on, you know?
Alright then, Phil. You're 37 years old. It's time to grow up, stop mentioning your old friends, and move the fuck on.
Friendly tip me $1. So I just want to let you know that you're appreciated. I'm sending this to remind you that you're an amazing person who a lot of people follow. Thank you very much for that.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
And I know that, you know, don't get me wrong. Yeah, things that have happened to me, being betrayed, being backstabbed hurts. But at the same time, I get so much positive support from you guys that I don't let it get to me. You know what I mean? Like,
But Phil, you rarely bring up the positive stuff that goes down. Then again, you only classify positive things as people giving you money.
I could have completely given up out of all the times that I've been backstabbed and treated like shit over the years. But for me, the fact that you guys are so supportive, and of course, I have a beautiful, loving wife who every single day has my back.
And makes her money on her back while smoking crack.
What's up, bitches?
And loves me and supports me. And, you know, I have a family that, you know, everything's going good. Like I keep telling you guys, things are good.
No, Phil, this is fucking new. Usually you bitch about how broke you are, and that trolls are ruining your life, and Cat makes shitty dinners. This DS positive bullshit is fresh. Fresh for right now, because DSP is going through a lot of bullshit behind the scenes.
Things are not bad in any way, shape, or form. Things are good for me. My personal life right now is probably the best it's ever been in my entire life. It's just a shame that financially things suck ass and are going really poorly for me, but everything else is really good. So I have no complaints. It's not like I have sour grapes and, oh, my life sucks now. No, things are good for me, but I just wish that things could have gone better than the way that they did. You know what I mean? And they definitely could have gone better, trust me.
And things could have been different, but you end up becoming a conniving little cunt. And that is why no one wants to associate with Phil.
You ever do a debunk stream about Rambo and Howard? No.
Because that'd be a bad idea. For one, there's too many receipts out there and too many stories of Phil being a shitty friend. And two, the second debunk stream went so well for Phil to begin with.
No, it's stupid. It's just stupid. And there's no point. I've talked about it over the years. Every once in a while, I'll give you my take. I'll give you, you know, what I think. I'm not going to sit there and do a fucking debunk stream. There's no point. It's dead. I told you, I've now made more content after my anything I've ever done with them. I've made 5 solid years of content.
Solid isn't the word I would use. If I was going to choose a word, I would use abysmal.
Here in Washington State by myself. Their stuff is so far in the past, most people who watch me today don't even know about that shit.
Because they're all kids or man-children.
So what's the point of doing a fucking debunk stream 5 years later? That would be the dumbest, pettiest, stupidest thing I could ever do.
And yet you still did a debunk stream for your trolls. But that's not petty at all, Phil. So the big moral of the story for this part, Phil should never talk about Rambo and Howard again. It happened 4 years in the past and he doesn't want to be his friends anymore. He should just move on, and so are we.
I'm gonna need your guys' help. I really am.
You know, that last part about Phil being a really shitty friend really bummed me out. So let's look at some good old-fashioned rage quits. You know, get back to fucking basics around here. Give me that good old-fashioned fucking salt, please.
Alright, so that's enough for Call of Duty tonight. I hate it. I hate it. I got to play on Crash once, and I did really well when I played on it. The new map, shooting whatever it's called, is absolute trash. It's one of the worst maps I've ever played in Call of Duty. It's all camping spots and holes through everything. It's terrible. That's one of the worst maps I think I've ever seen in a first-person shooter. Completely designed by an inept team of game devs who should not be fucking employed.
Alright, let's see Phil design a better fucking map. Because I know, and you know, and probably he knows that he couldn't make a better fucking map. He's just blowing smoke.
Quite frankly, if they worked on that map, they have no idea what the fuck they were doing and what was wanted in a first-person shooter. That was a horrible map. Crash, of course, is a good map, because from the original Modern Warfare 12 years ago.
I'll give that snort a 7 out of 10.
If only I would have been able to play on it more than once tonight. 2 hours of gameplay, 1 game I get to play on the map that I actually wanted to play on. So, yeah, this sucks. This Season 1 is terrible. There's really nothing new added at all besides 2 maps. And the gameplay sucks. You know, all night, all I had was bad hit detection, me hitting people 4 or 5 times, then I getting insta-killed. The game stinks. If you guys want to continue to see me play it once a week, I'll do it. But I don't really foresee anything good coming out of it. The game just seems to be a horrible failure. And nowhere near as good as the actual Modern Warfare. It's actually an atrocity that it has the name Modern Warfare because the game sucks so fucking hard. So Infinity Ward can...
Phil's sitting here calling the game atrocity, hates it so fucking much, but he'll keep playing it if it makes him money. I just can't right now, that's just fucking ridiculous. Next clip.
Now I'm using my last Paralyzed Heal to do this too. What a waste of everyone's fucking time. Last time.
I think it's kind of funny that Phil, a real life Snorlax, is trying to catch a Snorlax in a game.
Popsicle, I'm not going to get a real human. I've only gotten one ever. You know that. They're not going to show up. So stupid. There's another Magikarp! Fuck this game.
Whoa man, chill out. It wasn't like you had to rely on just the Magikarp. You had your weird, goofy ape Pokemon and the other Digimon that were there.
I'm done. I'm seriously done. The game brings fucking Magikarp to a fucking raid fight. What? That is so bad.
Holy shit, he's so fucking mad. It's only a game, Phil. Please relax. You're almost pushing 40. I don't want you to have a heart attack over goddamn Pokemon.
That is so fucking bad. Fuck that.
Damn, so fucking salty. Kinda surprised because he had $60. That's pretty good for him lately. He did say he would go back to playing Pokemon, but still, it's just a nice rage quit.
Why am I toxic?
Finally, the poll to determine the games I'm playing during my Christmas marathon event is live. Vote now and good luck.
So yeah, Phil's big-brained holiday idea is to repeat basically the same premise as the Halloween event, but this time he'll be quote-unquote drinking, which is him saying he's gonna have a few lame-ass novelty meme beers. It's pretty fucking lame. And guess fucking what? There's fucking rules attached to the marathon. Hooray! Some of my favorites include
Doom 1 is eliminated because Doom 2 got more nominations and therefore Doom 2 will be the game to be in the poll. And Doom 2 is superior to Doom 1 anyway.
Fuck off, Phil. Doom 1 fucking slaps just as much as Doom 2. Okay, maybe Doom 2 might be a little bit better, but still, Doom 1, still cool. Most Doom is fucking neat. Jury's still out on Doom Eternal. Please, Bethesda and id, don't fuck this up. I think it's really funny that Phil has Street Fighter already locked in, because nothing says Christmas like Street Fighter. And he's not doing Code Vein, aka Anime Dark Souls, because it's a $60 release and he doesn't want to drop $60 on it, despite people in the chat constantly asking him to play it. But then again, it'd be a good idea for Phil to listen to his chat, but when does he ever listen to his chat? Oakley Dokley, here's some of the games that were in the poll. Myst, okay, that's a good game, just a weird choice for Phil. I don't see Phil getting too far into Myst. Roblox. Fuck it, Phil should play Roblox. I'm behind it. I'm for hashtag Phil play Roblox stat. I want to see that. You want to see that. The Ghost of Planet Jeff's wife wants to see that. I fucking bet King Tut wants to see that shit, Phil. Please play Roblox. That shit would be hilarious. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1, a usual suspect that slides onto these polls. Killing Floor 2 Christmas co-op. That sounds real neato burrito, Phil. But who are you gonna get to do co-op with you? A bunch of fucking pay piggies? Phil should get the trolls to play Killing Floor with him. Now that shit would be funny. Oh fuck, Katana Zero and Celeste, 2 of my games of the year? Fuck yeah, Phil should play those. They're difficult platformers, he would love them. I would love to see Phil play Hollow Knight, but I could see that totally getting rejected because it's a Metroidvania and Phil fucking hates Metroidvanias. Max Payne 2, not really Christmassy, but still a neat idea. And Red Dead Redemption 2 Suicide Kings. Ugh, Suicide Kings is so lame, Phil. It's such an old YouTube thing in like the worst possible way. It's just Phil and a bunch of pay piggies acting it up as they kill themselves in Red Dead.
A huge update. The games for the Christmas Marathon have been determined. They are Roblox, Red Dead Redemption 2 Online, Myst, Knights of the Old Republic, Doom 2, and the standby game is Throwback Street Fighter. That's one heck of a variety of stuff.
But here's the problem, Phil. You always do a variety of stuff, so what's the fucking difference here? You're gonna wear a dumpy ass mall Santa hat and drink Mimi alcohol? Because that's totally gonna get people to give you money, Phil.
In mid-2016, I accidentally streamed myself masturbating.
Do you guys remember a couple videos ago where Phil went to Best Buy and bought a bunch of games? The tweet with the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson rape face? Well, one of those games, the Disney collection, had The Lion King on it. Now, for those who don't know, Phil and The Lion King go way back. Phil always claimed to be the fucking master at The Lion King. Like, you know that kid from The Wizard who was really good at the NES games? Phil's like that, but for the retro version of The Lion King. Like, yeah, DSP sucks at every other fucking game, but at least he had The Lion King for the SNES. And how did the playthrough go? Well, it was pretty fucking terrible, and I can think of 3 reasons why. 1, Phil used this as a lame karaoke stream. Phil pretty much sang his way through this fucking game. From the beginning.
It's time, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. On the planet. Oh, and blinking step into the sun. There's more to be seen than can ever be seen. More to do than can ever be done. Alright, enough of that.
But it wasn't enough, Phil. It wasn't fucking enough. You just kept on singing like the dark side of the internet was tuned into Radio fucking Disney. No song was fucking safe from Phil.
Oh, look, it's the song. La la la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. La la. Oh shit! Ah! I'm gonna be a mighty king. Enemies beware. I just can't wait to be king. Yeah, a mighty king, so enemies beware. Well, I never seen a king of beasts with quite so little hair. I'm gonna be the main event like no king was before. I'm pushing up, I'm looking down, and I'm working on my roar. Thus far a rather uninspiring thing. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Here we go now, hubbity bop bop, scabadoo bop. Do this. No one's saying do that. I can't remember the lyrics.
It's pretty apparent, Phil, that you can't remember the lyrics.
Saying stop that. No one's saying see here now, see ya.
That reminds me of another reason why the playthrough sucked. Deaths and overall bitch factor.
There we go. Okay. Ugh. Pain in the ass. Oh God! I swear I pressed jump.
But the game shows you didn't. The game shows you fucking died.
Dodge the geyser, dodge the geyser, dodge the geyser, dodge the geyser. Dodge. Ah! Oh, come on!
Another reason why the playthrough fucking sucked, because Phil kept making weird ass excuses and talking himself up.
My jump dropped. Oh no. Oh, my jump dropped. Oh, what the flippity flop? I didn't do that. That's a bunch of horse shit. That is a bunch of fucking horse shit right there. I pressed jump.
Can somebody please sit down with Phil and tell him to take all the horse-based humor out of his repertoire?
I don't care what the game says. I don't care what the game says. I jumped. Goddamn these unresponsive wireless fucking pads of 2019. Give me my original SNES controller any day. I'll have no problems with this.
Where the fuck is that X to doubt I had? Oh, bam, there it is.
I'll beat it flawlessly.
You know what that word flawlessly reminds me of, Phil?
Drops my input and I can't do the platforming. Say, jump, you piece of shit.
It is jumping, you fucking dumbass.
Dude, fucking wireless controller sucks.
If you're gonna bitch about wireless controllers that fucking bad, then put a wired controller on your Amazon wishlist. There are companies out there that still make wired controllers, Phil. Fun fucking fact.
I want my old wired pads back, man. I seriously do.
Jesus, he sounds like a little fucking baby.
Is our kingdom.
Pack of wild chips to me, cheered and said he hates water. Singing guy tipped me $1. He says, why'd you stop singing? And then, oh shit. And And then he referenced a detractor asshole piece of human filth. So I'm not gonna respond to that. Oh no! You've mentioned the piece of human filth and you see what happens?
Come on, Phil, we're gonna get that fucking sad. Sitting here crying like trolls are messing up my masterful Lion King gameplay.
Do you see what happens? And now you ruined everything. And it's all your fault. It's all your fault. How could you do that? Hold on, I'm actually gonna save here now.
This is why, Phil, your audience is slowly shrinking. Also, you are so fucking lucky this game lets you save, scum. And just like any other DSP playthrough, this also had its little tiny bit of gold dust.
Some cook don't choose to do you pay your mods or gift them at the end of the year? No, I can't afford to. Yeah, you guys, I swear you guys think that I'm like rich or something.
Well, we all know how much money you make from all the begging you do. Also think it's pretty lame that Phil have his mods troll shield for him whenever he's live, but around this time of year Phil can't do shit. It kinda shows what type of guy DSP is. A really greedy sack of shit. But still, the worst goddamn part was the singing.
This is cool to play Be Prepared. Even you can be caught unawares. Prepare for a chance of a lifetime. Be prepared for sensational news. A shiny new era is tiptoeing nearer. Where do we feature? Just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And injustice deliciously square. Be prepared. Whee! What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. Oh shit!
But then it happened.
This is it. This is the end of the game. Pride Rock, the final boss.
And I couldn't be any more happier, boys. So, how'd this shit fucking wrap up?
Alright, let's do this. Ready?
Holy shit, this is such heart-pounding action. I'm on the edge of my fucking seat right now.
Do it! Oh! Toss Scar the motherfucking off the edge, dude. He's dead. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, bring the rain. Bring the rain to save the Pride Lands. Yes. Very nice.
Alright, cool. So what we fucking learned from the Lion King. Phil really needs to get a wired controller, and maybe he should start e-begging for some vocal lessons.
Day one views. Day one inflated views. Make the money.
So the Game Awards happened, and Philium, like usual, fucking hated him. And of course he had to dish out his cold take.
Soul series as well as Bloodborne is better than Sekiro, because Sekiro is a one-trick pony game. Once you've mastered the art of the parry, you can beat 90% of the stuff in the game. There's only a couple bosses that really the parry isn't effective against. Once you master it, you are dominant at the game and can basically whip the game's ass, including the final boss, which is what I did. I whipped the final boss's ass.
Regardless of that weird ass flex, out of the other games nominated, like Smash Ultimate and Resident Evil 2, I'm okay with Sekiro winning. Would I have wanted to see the Outer Worlds win more? Hell yeah, but beggars can't be choosers.
There aren't any separate builds in Sekiro. you're always the same build. You will upgrade to optional weapons, but the optional weapons are only meant to accentuate the combat for variety's sake, but they don't actually change the game's main core gameplay up. So unlike...
But I don't think From Software was trying to do that, Phil. I think they were trying to make a bomb-ass Tenchu-like game, and they did.
Dark Souls or Bloodborne, you got completely different weapon sets. You got different ways you can play the game. You don't have that in Sekiro.
Yeah, because they're completely different fucking games, Phil.
It's a one-trick pun. Like I said, other From Software games, you guys have asked me to go back to countless times. You always want to see me do another run in Dark Souls or another run in Bloodborne.
No, you fucking don't. You run back to a Souls game when money's low.
No one this year wanted to see me do a New Game Plus run in Sekiro. No one. I started doing it immediately after I beat the game and everyone told me stop.
Because you didn't give it time to settle, Phil. What you should have done is take Sekiro winning Game of the Year and say you're going to do a redemption run. And then hype up how good it is so you look positive and you get to play something you kind of like and you're half decent at. But this is Phil Burnell and he doesn't do good ideas.
And not a single person this year asked me to go back to Sekiro and do New Game Plus. That's telling. You know what I mean?
It's telling that no one wanted to see you play a game that you just got done playing.
So, Game of the Year? No. There were better games than Sekiro this year. Absolutely. There were many better games than Sekiro this year, in fact.
Are you going to name any, Phil? Games like Metro Exodus, Katana Zero, Jedi Fallen Order, Luigi's Mansion 3, The Outer Worlds.
But it is what it is. The Game Awards are worthless, so...
You may think the Game Awards are fucking worthless, but that marketing-filled cringe fest is worth more than you.
Just your yearly reminder that the Game Awards are not official, mean nothing, are voted on mostly by journalists and industry insiders, and should not be taken seriously. We can all stop freaking out now and get back to enjoying games. That's all. Boomer Mike Meyer gif.
Though I am kinda sad that Phil used that gif. I really like Wayne's World. Super unexcellent, Phil. Oh fuck, and here comes Brandon Cole, aka Super Blind Man. I get you, but my particular bit of anger comes from the fact that those folks who are against accessibility in games for disabled see Sekiro's win as a victory for them. I just grrr. What the fuck are you on about, Brandon? No one's out there going, ha ha ha, Sekiro won, fuck blind people. Your conflict is fucking stupid. But on that note, I got a couple more clips, and then we're gonna call it quits.
Seem more humble compared to other streamers.
Alright, we're a second fucking in, and we're already picking our ear and talking about how humble we are. This is not a good start.
And everyone has $1,000 setups like streamers, so your gaming on a couch is more relatable to us regular gamers.
No, you're fucking not, Phil. How can you be relatable? Because you know what the most relatable thing in the world is? Sitting on a couch and begging for money. Because you don't want to get a real job, because you'd rather sit on your ass all day playing video games. Totally relatable, Dark.
That's all I am. I don't have a $1,000 setup with a fucking $500 gaming chair, you know, $2,000 fucking 4K insane monitors, and crazy ass fucking stupid lighting behind me and shit. I'm just sitting here in my room having fun playing games. Like, that's how it's always been, you know? Just the average guy. That's all I'll ever be. I don't think I would want to always...
Oh my god. Oh my god, that hand went from his ear that he was picking around in to his mouth. Oh my god, that's so fucking disgusting. Ew. Oh god, that's gross. That is gross, Phil. You're a 37-year-old man. You should have better fucking hygiene than that. Jesus Christ.
Sadly, everyone, it looks like no WWE Christmas Sims this year. 2K20 is a horrid mess, and apparently the game's frequent crashes, corrupted data, and fails to work when you need to do anything with created content. So bad that it might not even be 2K21 next year. This sucks.
Oh yeah, Phil, we're all so fucking heartbroken for no Wrestle Sims this year. Just fucking devastated.
I'm just saying, I'm certainly not going to be involved in it, but I wouldn't be surprised to hear that some people go and basically alert YouTube to some of this underhanded crap that's been going on.
I don't fucking know, Dark. Kinda sounds like you're inspiring your fans to flag people that make fun of you, like a thin-skinned little bitch.
And if it does, it does. You know, that's called karma. That's called it's finally coming back to bite these people in the butt, because they've been doing this stuff for years at my expense, and even though I ignore it, they just keep doing it. And, you know, there's entire channels, there's entire communities based off of people being completely nasty to me on YouTube. And if YouTube is serious about what they're saying about these terms of service changes, chances are these are not going to be existing for much longer, at least in the capacity that they have.
Dave over here banking on these new Susan policies to save him from the bully jerks. Worst case scenario, people just gotta switch up the style a little bit. You're still gonna have people dunking on you, Phil.
Because people are going to be reporting these things and saying, look at all this disgusting, nasty stuff that you've been giving money to for years. You need to stop this, okay? So, it is what it is. Don't mention that content on my streams. If you feel that it's so heinously egregious what these people are doing, please go ahead and report them to YouTube and have YouTube look into it and see what's going on with it. All right.
Yeah, that totally sounds like DSP inspiring his fans to start flagging. Not cool, Dark. Not cool at all.
Someone titled The IRS tipped me $1 and made a joke that we're going to have interactions this year, and har har har. Yeah, it's very funny.
I think Mid-First Bank is going to have an interaction with you, Phil, before the IRS does. But the IRS is coming after the sloppy seconds, though. Don't you fucking worry, Phil. But
to know that as a independent business owner and a self-employed person, that I actually owe the IRS a ton of money every single year. Does it suck that I have to kind of have this big rush at the end of every year where I try to raise funds and pay taxes? No, it's terrible. I wish I didn't have to do it.
But you do it every fucking year because you're an idiot.
But that's just how it works. Maybe one day I'll be in a better position and I won't have to deal with this constantly, but it's just my reality for now. So, regardless of the fact that this is a jab at me and my stresses in real life, thank you for the $1 tip anyway. Eternal Napalm did a 50-bit cheer and says, hello again, Phil Burnett. Oh wait, I'm reading the wrong message. He says,
who the fuck cares about what Eternal Napalm said? Because this shitpost is done. I would like to thank everybody for watching my weird-ass video. If you want to cyberbully me, you can on my Twitter at BasedOslo. Real quick, this is going to be the last shitpost of 2019. I'm going to Whore Island for the holidays, and I will not be back until 2020. So thank you again for watching this video. Be safe and make good choices.